Hey guys, welcome to Taos. My mom and I spent 2 days here. During our time here, we watched a sunset over the Rio Grande Gorge, took a scenic hot air balloon ride, and drove around the Enchanted Circle. We are at the Rio Grande West Rim Trail, and it's beautiful. We're trying to get a nice sunset in, hopefully see some cool colors.
Muy bonita.
The full trail here is an easy 3.8 miles, but you can make it as short as you would like. The trail takes you along a mesa that runs parallel to the Rio Grande Gorge. We ended up walking about a half mile in until we reached a bench where we could watch the sunset. We were rewarded with views of the Rio Grande Bridge with mountains behind it and a very colorful sky. After the sunset, we went back to the hotel because we have a very early morning tomorrow. Good morning!
Good morning!
We are doing a hot air balloon ride. We are fulfilling one of my mom's lifelong dreams.
Yay!
We're doing the sunrise tour through Rio
Grande.
Balloons.
Yeah.
Very excited.
I'm very excited.
The first thing they do when you go on a hot air balloon ride is set off a couple helium balloons to determine where the wind is blowing. This helps the guide choose where he wants to take us on our route for the day. Once they decided that this was definitely going to be our launch spot, they began setting up the balloon. We got to watch them pull the basket out of the truck and put all of the different components in place.
Ready? On three. 1, 2, 3.
At the end of the tour, our guide asked everyone what their favorite part was. Mine was watching them set up. I guess that's the engineer in me. As hot air began to fill the balloon up, it began to rise. Once it was finally full enough, we were able to climb aboard the basket and set off for our new adventure. Hot air ballooning was the first method of air travel. The history of this is very unique. It was invented in France by a man named Pilatre de Rozier. On September 19, 1783, the first balloon was launched. The flight carried 3 passengers, a rooster, a duck, and a sheep. After about 15 minutes, the balloon came crashing down. It landed in a field where the landowner was convinced it was some sort of alien and butchered the animals on site. 2 months later, 2 high-esteemed French brothers set out on the first manned flight. The flight lasted for about 20 minutes before landing. Before setting off, the royal family had given them a bottle of royal champagne to use as a toast after landing. They had hoped the royal seal would ease the worries of any landowners and assure them the brothers were not aliens but French noblemen. Now, at the end of every hot air balloon flight, a champagne toast is shared amongst the travelers. So what did you think of your hot air balloon ride?
I thought it was the most amazing thing ever. I loved the gorge. I loved watching them set up. I loved being up in the air and seeing the sheep. It was really awesome.
Next up on our journey, we are going to drive the Enchanted Circle. There's a bunch of different spots along the way, different towns. It's supposed to be really scenic, so we're excited. Let's go check it out.
The loop takes about 3 hours to drive, with several different stops along the way. First up, Taos Pueblo.
Do not enter the walls surrounding the cemetery. Do not enter the river or drink from it. Do not climb on ladders, buildings, or any structures. Respect our home as you would enter upon your own.
This is a Native American community which has been designated as a World Heritage Site and a National Historic Landmark. The buildings are still occupied today by Native Americans. We went on a guided tour which was $25 per person for entry. The tour was very informative and we were able to learn a lot about the community and the history these people went through. I highly recommend doing this tour if you are able to come to Taos Pueblo. Throughout the community, there are many different shops where you can get handcrafted souvenirs or a snack.
I got this bread. It's like a big muffin. They cook their bread in these adobe kilns. They use cedar wood to bake their bread, and it was freshly baked today. Very good.
We spent the rest of the day driving through towns, stopping at various stores along the way. The best part of this drive really is the scenery.
Well, that's all for our time in Taos. Thank you for watching. Next up, we are heading to Chama for a scenic train ride. See you then. We are at the Rio Grande Gorge West.
River or drink from it.
I was listening to you read those rules.
With, what's the girl's name?
I don't know.